also going direct to Florida.
Not quite immediately to Florida.
No.
They gotta do some hopping. Guess what? Guess where your first stop is, Pacific? An aircraft carrier.
In the
Oh,
Pacific?
Because they have the capacity to land C-130s on aircraft carriers.
good thing I'm not seasick, or this would suck.
So you're over there. They refuel the. Oh, no worry. You get fucking whiplash when it lands. Because Pacific, it's not long enough for it to roll to a stop. No, they have to use the wire.
Oh, that's right, because they have the
The
wire
wire.
to catch planes. Oh no.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get whiplash.
And then you bounce from there to Hawaii, from Hawaii to the stateside, and then you're pretty much just piggybacking off of other C-130s, bouncing all the way down to Florida.
God, this is gonna suck. The shit I do for this line of work.
Also, Lucas, I added my rank for you.
All right. I got set with this new iPhone now. Apparently.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I wanted to make sure that was working because I'm not going to be able to touch things while this is setting up.
Had an emotional 2 days.
These pieces of thing.
We're supposed to be just
So-
wait until we land. Why
Let's
is everyone a
see.
different type of green? Because this is DeltaGreen. That's why everyone's a different type of green.
Except for me, I'm red.
No, you're definitely green on our screens.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
Jacob is jammed on a 10.5-hour flight.
Oof.
From Korea, here we go.
You guys probably take about 24 hours ish.
Yay. Sleeps on C-130. This is going to suck.
And the first two to get there are going to be Paige, and well, it is going to be Mr. Alphonse Musket and then Rosie Simpson.
What's the year's
I
1991,
address
right?
you.
Yes, I am here.
So you two are brought into a room in Tampa. It's in a police station, but all of the police have been told to vacate the area. So they do. They vacate the space so that you two and a man in a black suit
Earth are you doing?
are together in the room. He will have both of you open up your folders,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and this is how he will address you. All right, so the issue here is that there were some symbols drawn, well, scratched into a front door. And the symbol will be on your sheet. Let me just draw that out for you. Good at drawing, I am not. So don't expect much from me.
Also, Lucas,
Who
I
is
lied.
this?
I am a commissioned
Who?
officer, so I
Yeah.
had to
Who?
readjust.
Who is Bean?
Is that?
I can't see this, so this is a you guys problem.
It so far looks like a poorly drawn oval with 3 slash marks.
I think it's a hot springs.
So
To see it's a little guy.
That's what
that
it looks
almost
like.
looks like a screaming potato.
Screaming
Screaming steaming
potato.
potato.
That is what it looks like. And are either of you into occult at all? Into the occult?
I read Stephen King's books, but
My character might be slightly into occult.
Okay.
Gotta turn that down. Have these do their crap. So that I can have access to.
So they will address it. It appears to be, well, yeah, it appears to be drawn in blood and effulva,
I'm sorry, what?
and we need you to take a look at this. We're just having precautions met, just in case this is something that the police can't handle.
Hmm.
So your job is going to be to go ascertain the reasoning of this. Maybe it's a hate crime like they said it was. Maybe it isn't. If it is, all for the better. Makes our lives easier. But this is a bit strange to be having that happen.
So you basically want us to go around investigating, just seeing what the what the local populace knows about this?
Populace, family. Feel free to ask the police if you need to. But Stella. But Doggo has seemed to be agitated. But you're doing this with your own resources.
Huh, your doggo said 2 spooks for me.
And he will put a small sheet of paper, like a small strip of paper, folded up in front of you two. Whoever takes the lead, call me when you're done. Let me know of anything you found, and then, well, don't ever contact me again.
Takes the slip of paper.
You're both dismissed.
Who the fuck was this guy? Lucas?
I mean, he walks out of the room as soon as he says that. But
Huh,
you've
who is
seen
that
you've seen
handler?
Special Service, Secret Service. He looked pretty similar to that, but
Hmm.
he didn't have like the little U.S. Flag pin or appear to be carrying a weapon on him.
I'll be back. Can't really need it, so.
Hmm.
All right. So, since it's an actual picture of this, do either of you have a you can make a forensics roll, or do either of you have a forensics of 30% or more?
I have a forensics of 30%. Or of 30.
You can see that the mark was made possibly with a horn or a claw. That seems to make the most sense, because it doesn't seem like it'd be a knife, as that would have been too sharp and too clean to have drawn this out, because it would have had to be slightly blunted.
Hmm.
Oh god, it's the baghead. It's the baghead with a fucking combat knife.
You're gonna be all the more furious when you find out what my
I have a 40% forensics.
Yeah, you would have both been able to identify this then. And the outside edges of the cut are marked with black streaks. A police report said that the blood and effulva, this is something that would be written down underneath the picture, were a mixture of cat, lizard, and small rodent innards. And yeah, it was not pretty.
Hmm. What is vulva?
Effulva.
Yes, what is that still? Lucas.
Hang on. So, it is literally an unpleasant or harmful odor, secretion, or discharge.
Literally
Ew.
made of unpleasant shit.
Yep. How high are either of you in occult or unnatural?
Um,
Actually, I can run through this and check.
I only have a 10% in occult and nothing in unnatural.
Hello, brother. Are you using- Yeah. I am using the system at the moment. Thank you.
I have 40% in unnatural and 10% in occult.
Well, that since that didn't work, I'm gonna. Oh, I can't speed run on this account. I was gonna speed run that game, but
Holy crap. She has a 40% in unnatural.
Yeah.
That's
So,
We'll keep a
wow.
note on the insane person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Rosie Simpson. She is a Simpson.
all right, I'm done. You can play now.
40% unnatural.
Maxwell, stop it.
So,
She's not human.
Problem one.
let's see. Yeah, you would need somebody with the occult knowledge. All right. So, when the rest, so you are given free reign for the day, and you were left a note on the very front saying that you will come in tomorrow when the rest of your team gets here
Barking now, Maxwell.
for a proper briefing.
Hey, have a seat. Lie down.
Mm-hmm.
Good dog.
So you have the Dane gets in and is flies into Florida and has more or less until tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
because you'd still be in the same time slot. The two from Korea would stop in, and I hope you slept on that fucking plane.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I slept on that plane.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely slept on the plane.
We slept on the plane.
Of course. All right. Paige, see if you can give me an occult roll.
I don't need these dice anymore, so I'm going to put them all away.
I need you to roll occult for me.
Lucas.
That is a
That's
fail.
fail.
I added to my backstory in quotations to make things even easier on you. You have to do a little bit more work, but it is easier for you.
Good boy.
Oh, good.
Good boy. Stick. Roll
So
over.
all of you are called in the next day. By the way, the captain and the specialist are still in your fatigues.
Yep.
You never got to dress down.
As is the frog.
The frog just, made that choice.
The, the frog was given a lot of weird looks in customs.
Looks at the man. What the fuck?
course you are.
You
Yes.
definitely are.
Yes, you are.
Okay, maybe I am. But still.
I can already guarantee you everyone has higher sanity than you.
Pretty sure. Ah,
All
fuck.
right.
Goddamn, the iPhone just flashed me. Goddamn, my eyes.
That is
So-
not how that works.
All of you. So we have Musket and Rosie. Well,
Hmm.
Musket and Simpson can take the rest of them into the room that you'd been in previously. There are still no police around.
Hmm.
Neat. Does it mean I get access to the police guns?
No.
Oh.
Heinz, your weapon, I guarantee you, is better than any gun the police are going to have on them.
True.
Except maybe the armory that the SWAT team uses, but we're not breaking into the SWAT team's armory. And if you
True.
try that, I will fucking drag you out by your ear.
I'm not going to. Don't worry.
So, the rest of you, I'm guessing you all go into that room.
Yes.
Yep.
Of course.
Like the good little soldier, I follow commands.
So, you walk in, there's a different guy standing there this time. Still same outfit, and as all of you sit down, he just looks at you, call me John. So, a friendly called in possible unnatural incident after seeing, and and he's just going to have all of you open up your things and look at the mark after seeing that. So,
Yes.
and he flips on a projector and newsreel pops up, newspaper clippings. The police are spinning it at a hate crime. Two of you probably know this already. And quite honestly, I would have preferred if it had been that way. He's going to put a dossier on the table for all of you, and it is titled Bernier Family.
All right.
That is the family that ended
Got
up
it.
with this on their door.
All right, go, man.
And well, our organization has a reason to believe the mark on the door is serious enough to warrant investigation. Do well, and we may work with you in the future. And he's going to nod to Simpson about this. You are going to investigate and identify where this mark came from and remove anything or anyone that may have made it. The Berniers, and he's just going to, flip it open a little bit. There's going to, I will tell you about stuff if you want to read through it. But he flips open to like the opening thing. They're more than willing to cooperate with authorities, and they believe that this is just a hate crime. So my recommendation is you go in, you act like feds, you take it from the hate crime angle, but ultimately it's up to you how you're going to go about this. Any questions?
Mm,
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. And he
Yep.
leaves the room.
Oh, I thought you meant you for a second, Crow.
Nope. John just
Nope, that was
leaves.
still in character.
John leaves the room. How long do you guys sit there?
Can I attempt an occult check by studying this?
Mm-hmm. Anyone's free to make the occult check.
I would like to make the occult check because why not?
Paige, you already did an occult
Aw, so
check.
close.
With my occult of 20, do I still have to roll? 'Cause
Yes.
I know- Alright.
With my occult of 10% higher than everyone else, do I still have to roll?
Yeah, but
Best
Occult
ass.
is weird about that. Oh, you actual slut.
Nobody passed.
I didn't roll, but can you roll for me, Crow? While my phone is
Gamers
trying
still
to-
having issues. Yeah, we have to roll below the percentile. 50%
Shakes fist
stroke.
in anger with 3% failure.
I'm just like, yes, forensics of 50. Occult of 10 needs occult. Fuck!
Fucking shit. There goes Justin with a 60.
God.
All right.
So, who happens to be good at talking? Because one of us is
Ah,
going to have to put on an act.
Chuckles and stares awkwardly.
I know the frog man over there definitely won't be doing the talking. I'd
I'll
address
be
you
honest.
by name, good sir, but I'm afraid I have no. But I'm pretty sure you're just going to stare at me if I ask.
I have 100% no idea what's going on right now, and I apologize.
Rereading the files.
Yes, rereading the files.
So you're gonna read? Are you guys going to read the Bernier file?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And we
So,
lost someone.
I.
We lost to Nines. Damn you, Ines!
fucking oof. So, it gives you a rundown on the house, with the Bernier house being at 3591 Northridge Avenue in Tampa. It is a recently built 3,500 square foot Rambler in the upscale Northridge area. Timothy Bernier, the male head of the household and
Hello?
primary source of income,
Yes, hello.
yes,
That's the Ines.
had purchased it 8 years ago from the Quadmark
My-
Housing Development Company. He paid 350,000 with a mortgage from Bay Street Bank. These are easy and nothing illegal is involved. Easy to find information. And before the housing development, the area was occupied by a scrapyard from 1913 to 1988. Now, it has a high wall with a large garden in a backyard with a pool in it, and they have several fruit trees. The garage is accessible via remote controlled gate with a long driveway up through the yard. The house is pink stucco, the roof with new gray shingles, and the decor light and airy. It has no structural secrets, cubby holes, or a basement, although that's common in Florida because how close you are to the water line, and it is temperature
Confirm.
controlled. The
Yep,
Berniers lived
can
there for
confirm as
6 years
well.
without any incidents until that mark showed up on their front door. And up until that point, they had lived a really quiet and unremarkable existence. Tim is a microchip designer for Altrix Microelectronics, which is a local secure chip production company. He does make a good living. His wife Evelyn, no, this is a biracial family. Tim is African American, Evelyn is white, and Evelyn's a stay-at-home mom who used to work for the police department for Tampa. And though the kids aren't hers biologically, she's about as close as you can be without legitimately having popped him out on your own. And the kids haven't seen their birth mother in years. They barely remember her, barely speak about her, all that sort of fun stuff. and the daughter goes to a special school for hearing impaired children.
Oh, she's going to love me. Actually put points into sign language.
ASL?
Of course.
You thought you were the only one who knew hand signal.
All right. So,
Meanwhile, still wondering which one amongst us is actually a convincing liar.
Max, why are you licking my face? Max, what are you doing here? Max.
I can do my best with a persuade of 50.
Better than mine.
Alright, now get off. Go off. Good dog.
Stand silently and pretty much only here for when shit goes wrong.
It's okay. I have a dodge of 70. I don't need to worry about much.
Shooting of 130. Please worry.
Well, you know what? I will worry slightly, but I'm not too worried.
Again, my job here is to be the muscle.
What was that?
Laughs in 100 unarmed combat.
How did you guys
Wait,
get this? I don't
How
think
do you have an 100?
Because my thing gave me 60 and then I put points into it.
It caps out at 90.
how many
How does
points
it cap
do I
out at
get
90?
again?
Because you're only supposed to be able to get up to 80 with standard building, and then you
Then I did my math wrong.
Yes, it's supposed to get up to 80 with standard building, and then if you take one of the damaged veteran options, like I did, you can get up to an additional 10% in a stat of your choice, which would take you to a max of 90. I have 130 because attachments on the gun give a max of plus 40. 90 plus 40 means if I am in my correct situation, I have 130 to shoot you in the face.
Okay, well, I just did things wrong then. It's okay. Lesson learned.
Indeed.
Okay, so we have someone who will do the talking.
I'm here to shoot
Okay,
people.
now I have a persuade of 70.
I'm here to
Because
shoot people
it's 20
with
points
my
I need to put somewhere.
with my 218s in strength and constitution.
Also, decent at shooting people,
Also
but I'm
decent.
really here just to literally sew you back together after whatever the fuck made this mark ends up tearing you apart.
Yep, I'm just here to hurt people. If I get hurt,
Or,
doesn't shoot help.
burn your remains. Whatever happens first.
Yeah.
all
I'm
right.
also very good at disposing of people.
Wait, I have a question.
Secret high five to the doctor who knows we're both pretty much here to be morticians.
I'm here to save your life, or in a pinch, end it.
I don't
He's
know.
here to end your life, or maybe, just maybe, save it.
I didn't
And both of us will dispose of your corpse.
I didn't do my personal stats because I don't know the number. I forgot the page, and I'm looking through it now.
Shakes head in disappointment.
Disappointment.
Wah.
So, Lucas, would my forensics of 50 is enough to tell that this mark was made by Horn? You said Horn or Claw?
Claw.
Okay, I'm just gonna say so. Looks like we might want to be on the lookout for either a tool fashioned from a horn or claw, or, well, something that has those still attached to it. Just keep it in mind.
What page? Skill inputs. Not that, but not for work, but I believe.
Just occurred to me I should probably ask if we had active surveillance on this location, or if we're gonna have to do that. Who am I kidding? We're gonna have to do that ourselves.
Oh, I just realized, Lucas, with me being from different country, do I put that country as like a foreign language and then
Danish is your primary language. English would be secondary.
so I actually
We're
write
probably
English
going to have
and
to
then
swim. One does not go swimming in Florida. Just
no,
anywhere in
you don't go
Florida.
swimming.
So
The
we're
worst
probably
you
going
get
to have
is
to
the
swim.
one the water
No.
swallows you. It rains and the water literally just comes up to your neck.
My swim, though it may not be all that great, that's okay. It will only matter if. Wait, this is Florida. Fuck! I'm gonna be in danger in the water anyways. It's like the only time you have to make checks are when you're in danger. Well, that won't happen often. Seize the location. I'm fucked.
As I still look
Touch the
for,
water.
as I still look for stats.
We don't necessarily have to be forced to go swimming. Well, what was the address? Lucas?
It was
Because while the houses may
3591 Northridge Avenue. By the way, this is an actual place. You can
I
look it
know.
up on a map.
That's why I'm using an actual map. The houses may have changed locations or style, but the actual layout of the terrain shouldn't have. Northridge Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and that is
3591 Northridge Avenue.
Yep, in Tampa, Florida.
God damn it. Where do I get my stat numbers so I can increase shit?
It's only about an hour drive from where I live.
yep.
Do we get job skills and then?
Did they include a PO box number to figure out which house it was?
Nope.
Great. So it's just look along that Northridge Avenue until we see the door with the sign on it.
It has a description though, so
Oh God, I'm gonna die internally from this.
On the
It's
bright
okay,
side,
we're right
I
off the
am.
intro.
On the bright side, though, I am seeing spots where we can possibly do a stakeout if necessary.
I can tell you exactly which one it is, Pacific. It's the one with the outdoor pool.
Oh, I see it.
What are you looking at?
Well,
Real
it's
life.
actually surprisingly close to where it put down the little thing.
Well, that's because
Oh, wait.
that's the driveway up.
Yep.
All right, where's character creation? I'll look at that instead.
And Lucas, you mean the outdoor pool?
Yes. Open.
Okay.
What was the address again? Send it to me.
3591 Northridge Avenue, Tampa, Florida. 33603 if you want the area code as well.
Northridge Avenue?
And then in parentheses, please don't actually go knocking on their door.
Yes.
Accurate as address. Is that the military base?
No, that's Tampa, Florida.
I know that's Tampa, Florida. I heard you, but
No, this is the house we're going to go stay at.
okay, so you're using real life locations?
Yes, in DeltaGreen, the module Lucas has actually uses real locations in Florida because he put the location in Florida. So I'm tickled.
Hey, do me a favor. So now that you're on Google Maps,
So while they're doing that, okay, so we know which house. There is a spot to
Is it the one with the glass or the which one? Is it? 'Cause I don't know
no,
which
the one with
it
the outdoor. the open air one.
Oh, this one over by Kenyon.
I mean, if you typed it in, it should be the house, the one to the south, not the north one, on that driveway.
What?
Did you type in 3591 Northridge Avenue, Tampa, Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have put a ping right next to a driveway, the southern house that's attached to that driveway.
Okay.
Pacific.
What?
Where do I find where I can get skills that aren't job related?
Why do I hear creepy music from
Go into
Groovy?
the skills section, and you're allowed to take anything that isn't unnatural. You just pick 8 of them and boost them by 20.
Ah, got it. Better done.
Alternatively, you can in fact pick not professions. You can pick the skills for the skill packages and use those instead for like a background or whatnot. But that's in a different area.
I see. Alright. I'm gonna do first aid. Not medicine, first aid.
I should probably swap back to civilian clothing before we actually head out.
Yeah.
Page, probably.
English.
Stares silently in Frogman. Right. Civilian clothing.
And you might just want to stay out of sight if you forgot to bring your civilian clothes.
I came here on a mission. I am staying out of sight.
Got it. Here's the stakeout guy.
Yeah, no. You'll probably find me in the Hillsborough River.
Sign language.
Doesn't exactly give you a clear line of sight.
Cheater. You didn't
What?
have that in 1991.
Shut.
I didn't say clear line of sight. I was making a joke of the fact that I'm a frog just in the Hillsborough River.
No, I was talking
know,
about Ainz.
But I'm still just going like, would that actually be a good spot to put you?
So,
The answer
what
is
are all of you
unfortunately
doing?
not.
That's
If
two.
we were
So
one
what are
street
all of you
over,
going
yes.
to do? Because I imagine only 2 of you bothered to get fucking hotel rooms.
Yup.
I just got here. I haven't had time to go to a hotel room.
Exactly.
Same, fam. I got off ISSA and was just immediately put in the back of a car like, okay, look, you look weird as shit. You have weapons. Just come with us.
I already have a hotel room because I knew I was coming out here.
I don't think we were given time to prepare one.
Haha, I prepared one on the plane. You always have time.
Where the hell is the actual...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is there a
Four
military base
stats.
here?
I'm gonna.
No, there's an Air Force base, but that's not us.
Look for McDill.
I'll increase my navigate.
No, I'm trying to find the Army base, and I don't know if there is one.
Oh, I don't believe we have an army base here in Florida.
Nope, it's all Air Force and Navy.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, wait, no,
So-
yeah, right. We do have Fort Lauderdale.
There's also a few other
Way up
bases
north.
in Fort Durham, Florida. They may not be Army, but we do have some Marine, Navy, and Air Force.
Yeah,
Fort Lauderdale also houses Army.
I forgot. Listen here. That's
one
your
of the bases
job.
I can get stationed at is Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, listen here.
Oh,
Fuck
I don't
up.
want
That's
that.
your job. Yeah, stay here with those crazy people.
Huh?
Stay here with those crazy people.
The weapon.
No, I don't want it.
In the heat.
Yeah, no, I was just like, we could stay on base. And I'm like, oh, wait, where's the base and who does it belong to? The answer,
Japan. I don't want to
closest
stick
one
to
is
Japan
Air
anymore.
Force. Oh dear.
And to be frank,
Where the hell is Fort
Hi, Frank.
Lauderdale?
It's a little bit on the north side, I believe. No, Fort Lauderdale. That's south.
All right,
So
I've done a
fucking
thing.
confused.
I've input those stats. I didn't choose a profession beforehand. I just chose skills that would make sense for my character. They were all combat
Isolate
related,
treatment area.
Why are they all
That's
combat related?
except for driving.
because he's army. So
He's
am I.
fucking
But
infantry at that.
yeah, well,
His
he's
job is literally
cavalry,
shooting.
but yes.
I mean, isn't cavalry just infantry with a fucking vehicle?
Pretty much. Unfortunately.
Which is why I increased my
Let's
drive.
once again give me the year.
1991.
1991.
My drive got even better. Street recycle.
So what are you guys doing?
For
I'm trying to
every
figure
acre
out how close Fort Lauderdale actually is to this.
Fort Lauderdale from Tampa?
Isn't Fort Lauderdale in the fucking north?
It's more than a few hour drive. No,
Yeah.
if anything, you
So,
guys would have come
hotel.
in.
They would have landed you in an Air Force base and then drove you out to here.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you wanted to, you could stay at the Air Force Base, which is in Tampa.
Yeah, I saw the Air Force Base. That would probably be best because at least then we'd have reason to keep our equipment near us for the most part.
Yay!
Still would probably have to leave it on base unless we actually had a valid reason to take it off base because I'd rather not push my bureaucracy skill too much. But at the very least, that would give us a spot to stow the gear. So
I mean,
then we
I
just
do
have to
love
frog
this
over there.
Cthulhu music that this one guy composed. Mr. Graham Plowman. Pacific. Feel free to
Yes.
look into his shit when you run your Call of Cthulhu game.
I did not increase a cult because my character's not really an occult person.
This is a very good music. What's this
Didn't
one called?
didn't increase persuade. I increased the melee weapons, unarmed combat, drive,
Interesting.
firearms, dodge.
And just so you know, guys, when he left the room to go use the bath, to go quote unquote use the restroom, he did leave a laptop in there, the one that was hooked up to the.
yeah, I'm currently using it as I proceed to use my actual laptop. And I'm working on something, but the
So
computer is being
did you
somewhat
look through
slow.
the laptop?
I pulled up the internet, and I'm on it.
Did you look at the search history?
No.
No.
No. I'm more focused on
We
the
don't
current
need to know his
operation.
search history.
First comes business, then comes pleasure. I have about 15 seconds before my search is complete, then I can show you guys what I'm working on.
What is the thing I was looking
Public
for?
records are fucking adorable.
Oh, well. We got someone to interview. To well,
Pass for the moment.
probably would be interview is the nicer way of saying it. The family.
I would actually go like to interview the family too.
I'm curious as to what Jacob is doing.
And we have
See.
the frog who obviously is going to be doing sneaky stakeout shit. while being completely silent, so I hope and pray you're going to at least write down what you find. Or use some sort of combat hand signals if it's a hostile.
I mean,
mean-
I have points in drone, but I don't have a drone right now, so
Oh, disappointing.
damn you wanting
Yeah.
me to sign in. I'm not doing that. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I found the current owner of the house, but not the one that I need in 1991. Essentially, I was seeing if one of the houses that is pretty close was for sale during this current year. Squatters' rights in Florida, my dude. Squatters' rights.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did consider it.
Squatters are a menace.
But I didn't want to end up going off and checking.
Worst comes to worst, I remove, but
40%.
Just because it's for sale doesn't mean that people aren't living there.
yes. But people living there also means that people are there. However, if it's
Witnesses.
Page, this is 91. Social media wasn't much of a thing.
it wasn't.
That was
MySpace wasn't even a thing yet. Google wasn't even a thing yet.
It's actually rather impressive how fast our internet footprint has increased.
Like Jacob,
Yeah, the
I'm
fact that I'm older
Google.
than I am older than Google, yeah. Google's only 20 years old.
Oh God, I'm older than Google.
Yeah,
It turns 21 this year. Google can drink.
Google.
I am the same.
I'm
age as
younger than Google.
Actually,
Yay!
no. Authy, Google's 21.
Is Google 21?
Turns
Same
22
age.
in November.
Oh God, I actually am the same age.
I am the same age as Google then. I turned 22 in March.
22 in
My
November.
mistake.
We're older than Google by fucking.
Yeet.
I am slightly younger.
Wait,
than
Lucas, how old are you again?
I'm 22. I turned 22 in January.
Fuck.
Let's see.
I'm the oldest fuck here. Just by a couple months, but fuck.
Haha.
I
There's
mean,
a December child.
What do you mean, Authy?
Huh?
You're 21 right now, right?
Yeah, I turned 22 in March.
I'm older than you.
What?
January 24th.
Oh, you're 22 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
It is November in 1991.
Yeah.
Anyway, so currently was searching through some records, but I can't actually search through those records currently, as that would bring very interesting search histories that I do not feel like dealing with. So unless it tells you casually in that module who owns the houses around that house,
It does not.
yeah,
It's not pertinent information.
exactly.
very in detail, but only about the pertinent information. Everything else is nope.
So Lucas, that's up to you to determine whether or not I find the house owned for sale.
I mean, they'd be living in it looking for people to buy it so they can move out.
No, not the house that we're.
I know, I'm not talking about the one you're investigating.
All right then. Good to know.
Oh God, enlisted time over here is just like, oh shit, Captain's sitting right there. Captain's just sitting there like, I wonder if I can, I wonder if I should just keep my sidearm
You fucking.
the entire time. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my sidearm for this, definitely.
Mhm.
Should I load the tactical armor in the trunk or just wear my vest?
I think Yahoo's a thing at this point.
It's like, what?
Yahoo is a thing.
That was a reliable search engine back in the day.
Yep, before it went to complete shit.
Just because Justin is nervous doesn't mean that they'll show how nervous they are.
Welcome to
Good.
the
Do not
infantry.
show fear in the face of a predator. I.e., your
Pops up.
captain standing there just judging you silently.
So, what are you guys doing?
Well, I have done the looking that I am looking for, so I
I'm
will
with orders.
look to the others. Silent Frogman is still silent.
Wait
we could
for orders.
probably. So, we have someone who's going to go talk with the family. Is anyone going to go with them, or are we just going to be sort of patrolling the area around the house, then to be on hand in case something goes wrong?
I said I was going to go talk to the family.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I'm saying, is anyone going to go with them? Or are we just all going to jump into a car and circle until until either shit hits the fan or this works out perfectly fine?
I'm wearing my civilian clothes.
Did you seriously change in the room with us?
No, I
We
left.
came in here in our fatigues.
I left to go take a dump.
You
So
left in the
you
middle of
went
a
to the
group
bathroom.
meeting.
Yes.
You would have noticed that John wasn't in the bathroom.
Cool. I come back. This is after the meeting. Pacific. Come back, civilian
Yeah,
clothes.
we're still okay. So we have Miss Simpson over there.
Before I do go to the families and talk to them, I do want to go over their case file a couple more times.
I'll patrol the areas.
I'm just gonna hand you. Actually, I'm gonna hand you the enlisted guy's radio because I don't want to have to explain to my superiors if mine goes missing, and just say, okay, they're already synced up with each other. Just press the talk button twice if shit hits the fan. And we'll be in the door in about 30 seconds to a minute. Depends on where we are.
So, Pacific. As you say that your radio's already linked with his, the Frogman's gonna walk up to you and take your radio while you're discussing so he can link his to yours.
You motherfucker.
He's
That's
just gonna.
rude.
You're in the middle of something.
You
He's not
could
gonna
have
interrupt you.
asked. You could have just asked. Yeah, like you could have just asked what the frequency was.
Mute noise is
It's
intensified.
I know, but it's not that difficult to signify. Just tap your own radio and I'd give you the frequency.
Mute noise is intensified.
That's not mute. That's just you don't want to say, you don't want to even attempt communication.
Well, yeah, because you're in the middle of talking to someone. It'd be rude.
Mm-hmm.
My character just left to go put their bag in the trunk after changing.
I'm not gonna steal the man's laptop.
Okay, my character would have asked, did anyone check his search history?
The frogman.
Why would I care about his search history?
I don't know.
I don't want to know what he was what he decided to occupy his time with while waiting for us to show up.
What do you mean, Pacific? Porn movie theaters were popular at the time.
Times, I swear to fuck, I will stab you. You already missed half the you already missed the entirety of the planning. Because you decided to just up and leave.
I thought I would need civilian clothes.
Yes, and we would, but there's a reason why I didn't walk out of the room yet.
By the way, I would like to ask one last question. Is there a mirror in the room?
Nope. Fully blank room.
you know 100%. Character, you know 100%. There's gotta be some sort of surveillance in there.
No, if they're using a room for something like this, they're going to check ahead of time to make sure that there is no surveillance on this room. Everything that happened here technically never existed. This is a DeltaGreen page. They're not going to take a risk like that.
So why would they leave their laptop then?
Because it probably isn't even their laptop or is set to erase itself in like an hour or so. You can actually set them to do that on a timer, you know.
So anyway, the
Good question. Is
I'm
anyone
fine.
using the laptop at the moment?
No, I've already stepped away from the laptop after doing my little home search to see if I could find us a place. My apartment hunting is no longer necessary.
Oh God.
Doing the sound effects.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Now I'm gonna go change, now that we've actually gotten at least a baseline plan going.
I've just
You
told.
did remember to clip my radio back onto me where I had it, right? Jacob?
Hmm?
You didn't just walk away with my radio, right? You did clip it back onto me?
Yeah, no, I didn't even take it off of you. I walked up, looked at the radio frequency on you, and then set mine to that. It was just you were in the middle of saying something, so I wasn't going to ask you for it. I never even took your radio off. It was quite literally just come up, look at your radio, and then go back to mine.
Yeah, it's because originally you said, okay, I take your radio and set mine.
My apologies. Phrasing
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah, that was a phrasing issue there.
And no, I, again, just walking to the door. I'm still waiting for you guys.
Like I said, I'm heading over to the restroom to change into civilian clothes.
I'm waiting for Pacific to be ready. I'm in the car, ready to drive when he gets in.
Yes. The enlisted chauffeur. Wait, what's your drive skill?
You really want to know? All right, let me tell you. My drive skill is 80.
All right. Then I'm fine with this.
Oh god, I clicked pilot. I'm not a good pilot.
At least we know that we can get out of a car chase, probably. Air quotes.
Ta-da!
You want to know
Ta-da!
my favorite thing about this, though? Just like, if you guys had the fucking occult score, you would have no issue getting information. That is your fucking bottleneck.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only time I ever had exposure to occult was literally only on these. That's it.
Same.
I don't go looking for this shit.
I have read.
Grandpa used to tell me stories.
I have read a little bit of H.P. Lovecraft because of Jerry.
That's how I know the occult. Grandpa told me stories.
My only interaction with the occult was the
I
guys
know
I
the
worked in
diseases.
Asia.
I was like, yes, I know that diseases of occult origins are a bitch and a half to deal with. And it's
No,
like, how do you know that
because
personal experience?
Pacific, This character is the grandson of my character in your game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Mr. Elon Musket.
His name is Elward Musket.
Elon Musket.
Elon Musket.
Fine, I'll be the
Meanwhile.
child of this one.
So,
Or you know what?
His
Maybe that's
grandma.
yes. We're just gonna end up probably circling that segment of houses right there across from the house. Now let's widen that up a bit. We'll circle around North Perry Avenue to Woodlawn Avenue, then probably up along
So you're just circling?
Hill, then Indiana. Well, I mean, we'll park every now and then. But yes, just so that we're at least close enough to react if anything goes wrong. While
How long
these
are you guys
people
gonna be there?
go ahead. Well, we're gonna be there until they're done with their discussion. This is literally happening as
Alongside.
alongside them talking inside the house, and he has the radio to go ahead and signal if there's trouble.
All right, Mr. Musket, what are you doing? Because I know this hinges on you.
Yep. Apparently, I put myself in that situation. Oh boy.
Hey, I asked who can who can actually do the talking.
I do have the highest persuade. I know.
Yep.
I
You're the one who
will say
spoke up.
this: I probably went with whoever decided to go to the place.
I take it you're
You
wearing your suit, because I imagine you would probably just wear a suit to work. You work for the DoD, but you do not go get shot at.
Actually, I work for the FBI now.
Ah, you change it to FBI?
Yeah, why not be the same as good old Granddad?
All right, then. That
I'm just
actually does
wearing a-
improve your situation rather
I'm
significantly.
just wearing a Kevlar vest.
It
Well, then
improves
we
it.
didn't need someone to lie. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, yep, just gonna be wearing a Kevlar vest underneath my clothes because
It's okay, same here, because fuck shit.
Same.
Fuck getting shot.
Same.
All right.
Kevlar vests for
More or
the
less.
win.
More
I'm
like
26 years
everything's
old
like,
and I've been in the FBI. I've been shot twice in total.
for my character, it's sort of like she has.
I'm in the military. I'm a doctor, but that's okay
Or-
because that still means I get shot.
To put it simply, my character sort of like normally wears
More
a
vest.
very sort of like suit, and she has a vest underneath her suit. It's just the fact that it's one of the suits that sort of like it looks like something a really weird person would wear. Because it's a long coat and it's normal suit attire.
So we're in a
Fair
suit
enough.
and trench coat?
Pretty much, yes. There is a basically think of it as a lab coat trench coat.
So an overcoat.
Yes.
Yeah, trench coat's a very specific style of overcoat.
I actually wear a trench coat, but for this one, I'm going with the normal coat.
All right. So you got to let me know what you're doing, buddies.
It's already alerted you to what me and Time over there are doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach this situation.
So wait, are we going inside the
go-
house?
We're going to their front door eventually. We're currently parked on the side of the street.
So my character would ask, so wait, are they selling the house?
I look over to the lawn. Do I see a for sale sign?
Not on the house that you are here to investigate.
No, it doesn't seem to be. I'm just gonna flip open the case file. What was the reason we were here again?
Symbol on the door. It's
God damn
it's
it.
been officially labeled as a hate crime
Okay.
investigation pending.
Okay, I literally knew about both those. I just didn't connect that it was the door on their house. Okay.
It is their
Yeah.
front
Is
door.
it still on
Got
the
it.
door?
You.
It was scratched in there, so
Some
I
good
would
paint.
presume they haven't replaced the door.
You want to cover it up with some paint?
Well, that's the part where it's still under investigation. So they technically aren't allowed to cover that, to cover that thing up with anything less than something that is, because anything more than something that is just a temporary hide. Just because that still is technically evidence.
Got it.
At least until the investigation's over.
So my character is going to go. Quick question: is there a school in the area?
Is there what?
A school? There's St. Joseph's Hospital. Let me see. There's a cemetery. There's a hostel. There's the flats. I'm not seeing a school. I see a few parks.
So I gotta ask you, Lucas, do people who walk up to houses to ask about pools exist in this world?
Oh.
You said specific.
My brain said Pacific.
No, I said Lucas.
Evidently, it didn't.
There's two completely different Walmarts just
There's the
superseding
Tampa
this one
Bay
area.
Boulevard School on the other side of the river. It's a fair little distance away, but yes.
I would look up this address, but I feel bad. I feel bad for just looking at someone's resume.
And there's also the Hillsbury Classroom Teachers Labor Union.
So the question I want to ask you is this. So you know how there's sort of like this entire thing going on, and then there's the...
Oh, there's West Tampa Elementary.
Okay, to clarify, I want to try and look up this stuff. Hold on. Basically, my question to you, Lucas, is: are there people who walk up to houses and ask about doing a poll?
Oh, there's the Graham Elementary School.
You're with an FBI person.
So, are you going to walk up after he's done? Or are you trying to do this at the same time? Because it's going to look really weird if you're doing this at literally the same time as the FBI guy.
Oh yeah, no, not sim. It's a. I was asked. He said he's thinking
Mormons are
about how to
everywhere.
approach it.
Mormons
He
are
said-
everywhere.
Oh, there's the Sacred Hearts
Okay,
Academy.
can I? I was
Yes.
gonna say. I was basically going to say because I thought he was saying that he's thinking about what he's gonna do. So I was going to say that. Well, I was gonna say and ask. Reason why I was asking about the full thing is, like here, because I want to do a. She goes, because she's gonna suggest, why not go up as a person doing a poll? And I mean like a questionnaire or a survey.
Showing up for a survey. Great.
No. If I want answers the fastest, the most direct way to go about this is just flash the badge and say,
Why not
hey.
knock up? Then why not go up to the door and ask?
Trying to think of what I'm going to say.
So either way it goes, we're still gonna go up there, right?
Yeah.
Why not just tell them we're here to investigate the sort of like what happened to their door and if it has any connection to anything else at all.
What was the family's last name?
Bernier.
Bernier. Okay, yeah.
We
We're
don't
gonna
have
go
to
up to the
reveal
front
who
door.
we don't really have to reveal that we're doing up. We just got to make sure we're confirming what it is.
What?
Like character says, we basically just gotta tell them that we're just confirming if the police are correct or if it's something else.
Well, I want to ask them a couple more questions.
You can if you want to. You just tell them that just if they ask questions about
No,
it,
I know.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm just gonna straight tell them who I am and just be like, I'm working with the police to investigate this.
Okay. And
Quickest way to get the answers I want.
Hey, cool. Anyway, are you? So we're parked around the corner, right?
We're parked on the other side of the street. Yeah.
Cool. My character goes. So are we being dropped off there? Or do we just have to walk? Like, do we have to walk or?
You would have to walk because presumably we have 2 different cars.
Okay. She immediately sort of
Yeah.
gets out and she goes, "Well, let's start walking."
All right. Get out. Closed door.
My character's already heading towards her house.
Yeah, I'm walking with you.
All right, so you walk up to the door. I'm glad that I could pick that up. So, Mr. Musket.
Yes.
The door is answered by a white lady about age 42, if from what you can guess.
Never assume a lady's age.
And she's, by the way, when you walk up to the door, you can tell that the mark is still there. It's just been cleaned off of all the blood and the excess gunk and shit.
Yeah, the gross stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, she opens the door. Yes, how can I help you?
Good evening, Miss Bernier. I'm Agent Musket, and I show her my badge.
All
We're
right.
working alongside with the police just to investigate this hate symbol that's been slandered along your property. We just want to ask you a couple questions, if you don't mind.
I didn't think it would be serious enough to contact the FBI, but sure, come on in.
All right. And I enter the property. What does their
So,
house look like?
Lucas, I gotta ask, are the black lines still there?
No. Those came up when they washed it with the industrial grade cleaner they used.
Does that just
Hmm.
leave me, Pacific, and Gamer in the car together?
I mean, we're in a separate car. I mean, we're circling right now. If you see a spot you want to end up setting up for, you want to set up at,
I,
just, I don't know, get my attention because I'm not the one driving. And
my question stands as is. It's the three of us in the car. The other
yeah,
two.
it's the 3 of us in the car.
Got it.
2 of us in civilian clothing and a frog man. I don't
Why
know.
are you see a frog?
Probably. It's like, yes,
Sitting in the back seat with the fucking rifle.
And a knife. Why the prosthetic
Just-
arm, though?
Just let us know if you see a spot to set up. Mostly because if you just jump out of the car, I'm going to presume that there must be hostiles
Yeah.
since you decided to be completely mute.
I'm following the
For the time being.
I'm following the person who went inside.
You would have been allowed inside as well. Because you were, from what I'm guessing, standing behind Mr. Musket.
Yep.
All right. So I go in, and I take a seat wherever she leads.
Yeah, you would be welcomed into the den.
All right. I take a seat in the den.
My character will
And
remain standing.
what does Miss Girl do?
So, do you want coffee, tea, anything?
Tea, if you would mind.
And she'll go get you some tea.
Sweet.
And then she'll
I'm gonna
get you your drink and sit down in the den with you.
take a sip, pull out notes and pen. So, we have gone over the official statement multiple times. I wanted to hear the experience from your end. What you saw that night, what you discovered, if you saw anything strange.
Okay. Well, I hadn't seen anything.
Who discovered
Um,
the mark first?
Well, we had found it in the morning after. Well, we found it when a fire had been started outside and the fire alarms went off.
Someone set your house on fire as well.
It appeared to be something like that.
Was there anything that indicated what was the fuel of the fire?
No, my guess would be foliage or something like that.
Hmm. Let me see.
Did you smell anything weird?
Just smoke. We got the kids up and outside, and then the police showed up, and so did the fire department.
Do you have any idea why someone would have done this to you?
Well, we're a biracial family, so
I can
any
understand
number of
that.
reasons. Although we get along with our neighbors fairly well, I don't see why anyone would.
Would anyone outside of your neighborhood have reason to do this? Or want to do this?
Someone you may have accidentally hurt or upset.
Not that I'm aware of.
Has anything major or minor happened?
Not recently, no.
Hmm. My brain's blanking right now on questions.
Hmm.
When did the fire alarm exactly go off?
It was some time at night. I didn't bother looking at the clock. But if it's any help, I went and woke up our son, and my husband went to go get our daughter. If you'd like, you can wait for him to get home.
Okay, one quick question before he does. Did you guys see or know where the fire was, or at least started from?
It was out back.
Do you mind if we take a look at it?
Sure, go ahead.
Did you guys evacuate to the front, or where did you guys
We went
evacuate
out
to?
to the front yard. We didn't want to go where the smoke was.
Okay, how far did you guys go?
Just down to the street.
Okay, hmm. Did you notice it on your way out or your way back? Or who exactly noticed it first?
Noticed the mark?
Yes.
Well, it was only visible on the outside of the door, so we didn't really see it until we were walking back up.
So, so my question again is, who noticed it first?
Well, my husband walked up first. He led the way in, and as a result, he saw it first.
Did you guys smell anything when you were walking up to it?
Other than iron, no.
Okay. Um,
Do you have any idea if the mark has any special meaning to you or your husband?
Nothing.
Has either of your kids wind up seeing the mark?
No, not that I'm aware of at all. Well, they saw it when we walked up, but that was it.
Hmm. Did you guys lose anything because of the fire?
No, it never got big enough to burn anything.
Do you know where, sort of like, where exactly the fire reached to?
I mean, it was set by the door, but it was a small fire. There wasn't any damage.
She goes,
I
I can
see.
go. She goes, turns to the person she's with. Well, she turns to Muskie and she goes, I can go check on where the fire started if you want.
No need. Thank you so much for your time today, man. We're sorry for barging in so suddenly.
No, it's fine.
You have an excellent day. The tea was amazing. Thank you. And I just,
She will walk you to the door.
Are you
Yep.
going to ask to speak with the husband next?
I don't think speaking with the husband will be necessary.
Out of character, why? Wait, did my questions actually answer a question of yours? Out of character?
No, it literally just seemed like this was a goose chase.
She goes, alright then. Do you mind if I still check out the fire just to make sure there was absolutely nothing left?
You can do whatever you like.
Okay, I'm gonna go check out where the fire started.
All right.
Oh, one last question, ma'am.
Mhm.
Sorry. Did any of your family members start acting strange since that night?
No, but I've had this really bad feeling whenever I'm in the house.
Like?
Have you ever been somewhere and it just feels oppressive?
Like something weighing down on you?
It just feels like there's something wrong with the house.
I just take a look around the
Don't know
house.
why, it's just I feel there's just something wrong.
Quick question, is my character still there, but not outside
Yes.
yet?
Yeah, you'd still be outside. I'm just in.
Okay. She says, "Hey, time. Pull over here real quick."
Yes, sir. That's how we'll pull over.
Do I notice anything strange, anything weird feeling about the house?
You just gonna go through all the rooms?
I'm gonna ask her if she minds if. Well, I'm gonna ask her. Does it feel heavier in any parts of the house at all?
Not to you.
No, I'm gonna
No,
ask
he's asking
her.
the lady.
I just can't quite put my finger on it. It's just it doesn't feel right.
Would you mind if I took a look around?
Feel free.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around the house and see if I can get a sense of what she's feeling.
I am actually going to try and get you guys the layout of the house because I do have a picture of it in my thing.
Ooh. Because I can tell you this: houses in Florida do not get re-renovated.
Yeah. God, of course. Actually, how to take a screenshot real quick? Actually, can I just? No, I can't. Not quite. I'm trying to get the certain page.
You can always do the snip tool.
Or I can do something other. 1 second. This is
Okay.
going to be a quick look for you guys. If you want to take a look at it.
Aw, it's paused.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's the layout of the house.
Got it.
That's a massive playroom.
Where?
On the top floor.
Where? Where's the link?
No, he's streaming it.
Oh.
Discord.
Character, I'm just gonna suggest this one thing. Maybe it's not the fact of what. Maybe it's something been placed or misplaced. Something somewhere no one would think to look.
Wait, look at that. He's got a crawl space directly attached to his room.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about that unless you go into that room, though. Because even she doesn't know about it.
Quick question: is there a door in his room, or has it been painted over?
I'm just bored.
She's Catherine?
Yes.
Oh,
Mr.
no,
Crow?
Timothy's in. Farther.
Hang on.
Hold on, he needs to check the notes.
Because that's Evelyn. Catherine is little girl. So this is Evelyn.
Yeah.
Timothy.
So their son's name is Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what I was saying is sort of like the second door sort of like painted over or hidden behind furniture? Or is it just there?
See if it has that listed on real quick.
That's interesting. That's in the son's room. That's
Oh,
getting me
God.
some Paranormal Activity vibes.
That gives me the vibes of they need to get the fuck out.
I'm sorry, what does?
Okay,
This gives
so
me
it's-
some Paranormal
it's
Activity
an-
vibes.
It's an easy to
Vibes.
see door. It's not been painted over. They just don't use it. Well, they use it to an extent. They just more or less stick holiday crap in there.
Oh, the crawl space.
Yeah. It's an
Mm,
easier to access attic, more or less.
yeah. I didn't. Well, still, we know how many times though they've been a portal to the underworld.
Or have hidden portals to the underworld, or overworld, or to the ghost
Or, you know,
realm.
just a demon sleeping in them.
Or a ghost having been murdered and its body been buried below the floorboards of it.
You
Yes.
guys over there looking for demons, me looking for cars. Ah, yes.
A ghost looking for something that's hidden in the room that one of the kids picked up by accident.
Do I ever get that strange feeling throughout the house?
No,
Do I see anything odd stand out throughout the rooms?
Assuming you're also checking out the crawl space room.
not
Yeah,
in the crawl space.
yeah. I'm gonna see that door and I'm gonna be like, open
Are
it
you
up.
gonna be moving stuff around?
I'll take like a brief look, so I'll move a couple things around.
Okay. So inside that crawl space, all the way in the back on the wall, you can see that same symbol that you have a picture of.
And take a photo of that.
There is no blood or anything on it. It's just the same etched in thing.
And I'm going to inform her of that.
She is suddenly much more serious, and this is the kind of seriousness you'd expect from a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's the same one?
Well, if we take a photo, if you want to take a piece of the door down, we can take a piece of the wall out. We can compare them side by side.
I'll let Tim know when he gets home. We'll see if we can find somewhere else to spend the night.
Mm-hmm. If you need any help, I'll take a look out for a motel.
Thank you.
Much appreciated, ma'am. And I will take my leave for the day
Can
because I have a scoop.
I gotta ask, does my character find anything?
As far as the scorch mark, nothing comes of that. It just looks like somebody started a small fire. So it kind of looks like arson, but it looks far more like arson than anything else, I guess I should say.
Okay, my character goes back in. She goes, so, did you find anything?
Found the same mark in the crawl space in the son's room.
Is it just carved in, or does it actually have some
Just
old...
carved in, no blood.
Okay. Why do you think that
Got a
there's
photo.
one... she goes, well, she pulls out her phone and she shows you the sort of like copy she has.
Mm-hmm. And I show you the one I have of the one in the crawl space.
And it's one of the picture of the door.
Yeah. I'm literally just going to compare the two pictures together just to reconfirm. It is, in fact, the same mark.
Thing.
Yeah, figures. So, either they've been in the house before, or they've been here way before the family moved in.
As far as that goes, it could also be when the place was built.
We're going to need a full history on this house. I'm going to have a
Does it look
watch
like
overnight
it's...
for the...
Does it look like it's made the same way? Not with the blood, but with the same tool.
It would look like it was same thing going on.
Same exact method of carving.
Okay. Maybe we should check around. Maybe they left the thing they used to carve it behind.
If you want to check the bushes, feel free.
Oh well. If anything, now would probably be a good time to report in.
Yep. And I'm going to go make a phone call.
And I will go check to see if I can find where this tool may be in the area.
Well, not a phone. Who did they want me to report to when I found something?
They gave you a number.
No, that guy was like you just call one time and done. This isn't. Who specifically was I supposed to report to about this?
That was specifically... the guy who gave you the number was the guy you're supposed to report to when the case is done.
Yeah.
You don't really give them updates.
Yeah, the way that DeltaGreen works is the only time you ever report in is either because you desperately need something and the situation was drastically worse than what they actually thought.
Well, I have the cops under my use, right?
If you can convince them.
So are you going to inform us of this? Because you do have the
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you all know.
enlisted guy's radio.
Yep. On the radio. And I'm gonna let the rest of the party know.
Okay. Do I roll something, or do I roll something, or me to check to see if I find the tool? Since we know it's a horn.
I mean, you can go look around, but you're not gonna find it.
Okay. I'd report back after. Well, I report back to the dude who's making the phone call after he's done and say, "Tool's not on the property. That's for certain."
Figure they wouldn't leave the evidence behind.
Honestly, you're actually going to get a response from me that says, do you think it might be some kind of territory marker?
Maybe. Who knows?
Possibly, but why put it in one of the most hidden parts of the house? What? Why not
Maybe
let
it
it?
wasn't.
That may have been the original mark, and then when the people didn't get the message, it decided to go for something more.
Or as far as that
No,
goes,
but what I'm more
maybe
curious about is how come that mark was inside the house. That storage closet was used. There was stuff in it. If it had been there for longer, why didn't the family notice it?
Maybe because it just looked like wood, and that until they saw the actual mark itself, they wouldn't know better.
I should have investigated. I should have seen if I could tell how long it had been there. Because there's no
I
way.
can ask. I mean,
I
I'm
do want to
certain
end up
that.
speaking to the husband later on as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like somebody to be watching the house 24/7, but I know we can't get that set up.
I mean, I think the frog is still listening in on this channel.
Anyway,
I mean, if the frog wants to watch this house 24/7, he's up to it.
She goes, if anything, that crawl space may have been used for something much different than we think it was.
Okay, so he's going down Harry Avenue. Oh, so we do get a response. Already working on it. All right, keep us updated.
P.S.
Yep.
Lucas, there's messages in there directed towards you.
Yep.
And she will sort of like ask them, so, what's the next plan? Because we know this had to be.
They would have cars out front.
All of them?
Yeah, I mean, this is the South. You use your fucking garage for everything but your car.
Of course, but
I'm
this
coming
is
to bring
more
the-
so letting me know who's home.
Well,
Darn,
you also have to remember stay-at-home parents.
yes, again. Letting me know who's home. There goes the 3 most prominent choices. Gonna evict someone, or if I was gonna do that. Alright. Oh, where'd the house go? I lost the house.
Oh
Look
no,
for the pool.
I lost the house. How do you lose a house?
She goes, should we just go back and ask the lady who used to own it? Or who she bought it from, or got it from?
We're gonna have to
Okay.
get a full history pool on this house anyway. Her record's bound to pull up with it, so we're gonna go through a lot of paperwork.
I know, but it may actually give us an indicator of who to look for.
Isn't it just great when you have a case where technically your entire skill set only boils down to, hey, did someone get shot?
Man, Isn't it funny when you're really, really, really bad at paperwork, but really good at driving and fighting?
You know what's great about being captain? I can order you to do the paperwork. You like to look through
Do
the
you know
paperwork.
what's great about being able to do the paperwork?
What?
Being able to do the paperwork.
On
Like,
oh,
You know
God,
what's great
why
about
are you
being
doing me like
forensic?
this? Hiss.
well, I got a 50 in forensics, so yeah.
Hiss.
What's
I
great
have
about forensics?
My
I could go
satellite
into license,
imaging
but-
just decided to not take me
0.
where I wanted to be. On the backside of North Perry, that's right up to Northridge, the house with the screened-in pool. I'm gonna hop their fence because they have a fence.
All right.
I like that we're using now maps for almost 2 decades ago.
I mean, the roads are going to be the exact same, so.
Yeah, the roads are going to be the
Yeah.
same.
Like, the house that we're looking at hasn't renovated since '85.
Hmm.
What was it called again?
What?
Northridge. What in particular are you looking for?
The
'Cause if you're
house.
talking about,
3591 Northridge Avenue.
Got
Mhm.
it. 3591.
So Lucas,
Enbridge Avenue.
I'm entering that house.
What?
You are entering that house.
I'm entering that house.
Whose house are you in?
Yes.
My character will
Sadly,
go.
we're not
Radio.
So,
Oh, I can't.
so where do we go
but
next?
We regroup.
So back to the car.
Yeah. But we're gonna have someone stake out the house for the night. I've already got someone working on it. I am the FBI. Technically, if I need to, I can commandeer this house for government purposes. Very tempted to just do that.
I mean, I'm kind of a step ahead of you.
You're just in their house.
Waiting on the GM, but yes, I am.
I'm just like, I don't know how. The only reasonable thing to do would be scream and call the police.
Well, that's if they find me first.
You know they're
In
going
their
to.
attic.
Lucas, that's if they find me first.
It'll be fine, probably.
All
Fine.
right. Do what you gotta do.
All right, so Lucas, what time are we here?
That would be up to you guys, because you would have been pulled into that office like first thing in the fucking morning.
After my fucking coffee, yeah. Uh,
So, the main point here is before noon, most likely.
yeah.
That means this is a very upstanding house. Either someone has old money, unlikely they're not that nice of a house, or two, someone's at work. Or both are at work. I don't discriminate. So Lucas, as I am in this person or people's backyard, and, going through the back door, through the handy use of those lovely, lovely dex-based thieves tools that are just lockpicks. Whose house am I going in?
Do I
God.
hear them meandering about, or are they off work?
I'm going to real quick
Probability die.
do a thing. They are both at work.
All the better. Now then, Lucas, I'm going to, in my, accommodating of this house, look for any cameras or otherwise security system.
I mean, they wouldn't have cameras. They have the basic security system that you have to prevent people from breaking in.
If only that would stop me.
Like the electronic one that triggers on the front door and not the back one.
Yep. So, now that I'm in,
Why don't I
well,
just picture you slamming your face into a keyboard, looking up, I'm in.
the sad part is with the helmet I'm using, I could physically do that. But no, Lucas, now we're going to get a little bit creepy.
Oh,
I'm
God.
going to learn the people whose house I'm in. I want to know the photos that they have.
This is what I've invited into this campaign. I've invited Andu with more creep.
You thought the snake was creepy, but now you have the frog.
Frog, help in the house.
The frogs flushed away.
God.
The worst
And
part
who is
he's not
Andu?
even a frog. Oh, you know Oscar? In
Yeah.
the original game I made him, he was using a fake name by, well, Captain Andu of the pirate crew. So Lucas still knows him by that, because that's the only name. The party never found out his real name.
Yep.
Mostly because they didn't care, but yes.
Mostly for lack of trying.
Yeah, mostly no one gave a shit. I was their captain, that's all they cared. They knew I had poison dart traps on my door. They weren't going to get involved with my personal life.
Literally nearly killed somebody with it at one point.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, pretty much. I basically told everyone, these are here. I didn't inform them that I put a second trap because, if you know that there's a single trap and you're too stupid to check for a second trap, well, that's on you. I told my crew, don't go into my room, it's trapped. Kevin tried to sneak into my room with a goat. Well.
With a goat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to know the story behind that after the game.
It was his favorite goat.
Cough. Anyway.
Oh god, not that kind of goat. No. Wait.
Oh, gross.
No.
Yes, Lucas. Am I dealing with, husband, wife, wife,
Several
children?
of these houses have pools.
Yes, we're in a nice area. It's Tampa. Get over it.
This is where poor rich people live.
It really is, because Perry Avenue is complete, trailer trash, but, I just completely blanked on the road on the house that I just broke into, is nice. It is quite literally, on one end of the street, you have the rich people, on the other end, just the not so fortunate.
In other words, you have the rich on one
It
side.
is a straight couple.
Alright.
All of this, by the way.
That's fine. I'm aware. That's why I'm not pressuring you. I'm just informing you. I do need this information to know how many pairs of handcuffs I need. Oh wait,
And
there's
they-
trouble.
Oh god.
And they have 2 kids.
That makes things more difficult.
How many handcuffs do I need?
How many zip ties do I need to keep this family quiet?
Well, I do actually have enough. I have 5 flexible handcuffs.
Oh, I only have 3.
I didn't finish my setup, so I don't know.
Quiet, you.
Shut up and drive, you fucking peasant.
Besides,
non-degree
most
having
of the
peasant.
equipment you have is already listed under your equipment package that you get because
I haven't even done that yet.
the guy you are.
You non-degree having peasant.
Shut up and drive, you enlisted trash. How dare you speak to me? Nah, it's fine.
Now here's the question. Witnesses. Because I've ran with DeltaGreen before. I am aware of their policy of do what needs to be done, right?
Yeah, but they would prefer you not shoot random civilians. It makes them look bad.
Exactly. But do what needs to be done does fall into the category of kidnapping.
So what I'm hearing is the family just wakes up the next morning zip tied together.
Oh
And
fuck!
You're dealing with a frogman who's accustomed to violence.
Oh my god!
Okay, add in possible concussion.
No, that's what the Garrets are for.
I hope you remember that that is usually lethal, given how they run in the rules.
You know, it's useful when you can arrest people, but I don't think I can arrest the Frogman for this.
You technically you
Could,
can't
yeah.
because
It would be not the greatest of ideas, but you could.
Anyway, so
It's the
the
right.
frogman comes on the radio. I found us a house.
Oh, good. Not even gonna ask how you managed that.
If you all could do me the favor of requisitioning the cameras and equipment needed for surveillance, I need to prepare a welcoming party for the occupants.
Okay.
how
First off,
specific might
radio in.
question it.
What are you planning?
I'm an FBI agent. I could just
so
requisition the house from them. Just put them up in a hotel for a day or for a week or two.
Slap some money in their fucking hand.
I don't even want to know.
Once they get someone else become a Sith.
I literally have a pocket fund for this reason.
Then you better use it before they get home.
I need them home to slap them the money, though.
Well then, I guess you're on a timetable. I'll be waiting.
I don't
All
think
right.
I can. Well, wait. Actually, I can requisition surveillance equipment, cavalry division,
Yeah,
As
go
can
battle
I.
reconnaissance.
It's just a matter of, I'm not leaving this house. I'm already inside. My lair is here.
Yeah,
Oh
I do
God,
call in and try to get you some
people call
surveillance
me
equipment.
crazy.
Not crazy, just preparing.
God, I'm gonna have to.
Not crazy, just a nutcase.
This is gonna be that lovely moment when I'm gonna have to push forward some paperwork saying that I require some surveillance equipment,
That awkward moment when I'm a
and I'm going
negotiator.
to list it as for training purposes for the enlisted that's with me. I already know that's bureaucracy skill,
Meanwhile,
but at the very least, it should avoid a review.
I selected a house that has a window that faces the house that we're, actually looking for on both the first and second stories with no, heavy tree interference. So I am going to set up on the second story and watch.
Let's see, that would probably be cameras, audio recording device, possibly. trying to think, what would I be able to reasonably requisition within, like without having the military just go like, yes, we may need to review what this guy's actually doing. No, please don't.
Before the military goes, wait, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to list this on the paperwork as requiring it for training purposes while on while on leave for the enlisted that came with me, since he's
Dumbass needs to
actually
be
with the
trained.
reconnaissance. What?
It's like dumbass needs to be trained.
Dumbass needs to be trained, so I need the equipment to train him. This is what I need. Just contact the Frogman. What kind of equipment do you need? Will any camera suffice, or do you want a specific kind?
No, any will suffice. Just evidence is usually preferred. Bodies can be delivered, but we're
I
here to
will-
protect them.
I will end up providing him with a with recording equipment, video recording
Perfect.
equipment.
Video recording equipment.
Hmm.
Then I have no reason to put in a requisition order.
Yeah.
I literally get this stuff on demand.
Determine who has the better bureaucracy for the situation. Well, the scary frogman eats up time by sitting in some person's house. Luckily, the assault
their
rifle's in the
fucking
duffel
chairs.
bag.
Thankfully, he did not. You're like, just went, wait a minute. Checks the back seat. Oh, thank God he left the assault rifle behind. It's not
What do you mean
that
assault
kind of
rifle
requisition.
behind? I left it in the duffel bag. You don't walk around with guns in open. It's just in the bathroom.
No, this
No.
is the South in the U.S.
You're allowed to have a gun wherever the fuck you want.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Lucas. Looking like me and possessing a gun. You can do one
That would
or
be-
the other reasonably. You cannot do both.
This is fair.
You can walk
It's
around
Florida.
with camo netting and a full military uniform with no weapons and no one will bat an eye. You can walk around with an assault rifle and no one will bat an eye. But you cannot do both without someone questioning.
Hooray! I can have my M16A. My M16A2.
Yep.
Yay, Southern United States.
Woo! That makes things so much
Especially-
easier.
Oh no, you want to know the best thing about that, Pacific?
Yeah.
Because up to a certain point, because most M16s look the exact fucking same, people got to keep their rifles from their service.
God.
So,
That could be your fucking
Well-
grandpa's rifle as far as they're aware.
yep. I'm gonna go get some food.
Or I guess it would be your dad's at that point, because Vietnam wasn't super long ago.
You can inform me if they get home before the government agents scrambling to salvage this situation.
Fed's just like, fuck,
Ye-
fuck, fuck, fuck.
Yeah, I'm just like, I could requisition the equipment, but it looks like I won't need to.
Yeah, it's one of those situations.
Because we don't need anything that's actually legitimately military grade instead of just having the sticker on it.
Yeah, no, again, it is. I don't need anything serious. All I'm needing is enough to provide evidence and to keep watch on the house. How fancy you guys want to get is up to you. I'm, guy who does what needs to be done, such as sneaking into someone's house and telling you that you are on this table to get them to safety before I do it with my.
Just don't blow the operation.
Anyway, I will get.
Yep.
So, you are both looking to get. What kind of cameras are you looking for? Like night vision? Are you looking for heat?
Apparently the FBI agent's the one ordering this shit.
Yeah, I'm
I
basically
can get
looking
it
for
on
the.
demand.
I basically
I
should be able
wasn't
to. This
aware-
is
I wasn't
literally
aware
my.
that you were so high up in the chain of command.
I have no idea, man. Yeah, I'm basically gonna try to get some high quality video cameras that can zoom in on the house with a night vision mode as well.
So you're looking for a camera with NVG on it?
Yeah.
So no heat,
Thermal.
thermal. That's
You know what? Let's try to stretch for the thermal too.
thermal is
Honestly.
easier to get typically than NVG.
Yeah, thermal's actually less resource intensive. Shockingly enough.
I
On the
guess
other
if we
hand,
have
though, if
thermal,
you
yeah.
want, on the other hand, though, if you want more detailed images, you might want to go with NVG.
I'm thinking of NVG, but then I also want the thermal. Should we try to get two? One with thermal and one with NVG?
We might want multiple NVG and then a thermal one pointed directly at the house.
Yeah, I think I'll request multiple cameras.
Because the thing with the thing with night vision versus thermal is there might actually be something that we can't see with the night vision,
But we can see
and the
with
most
the
likely
thermals.
place for that would be where could be the house itself. But we'd also want the night vision just for the actual, just actually getting more of the fine details on the image.
He's sitting in someone's chair, just twiddling a knife.
No.
Yeah,
They
I'm gonna
walk
go ahead and get.
inside, you just go ribbit.
My favorite part about this is this character isn't even a frogman from that. He just looks like one currently. Makes it all the better.
So I'm gonna requisition 13 cameras, 10 NVG, and 3 thermal.
That is a lot.
That might be excessive.
Is it
Real-
excessive? Okay,
That
cut
is
that back.
a
we only
lot
need-
even for a Fed.
Yeah,
wouldn't even use that
realistically,
much
we're
in your
only
set.
going to need maybe 4 cameras.
All right, then, yeah.
One thermal pointed at the house, and then 3 NVGs. One looking at the house with like a wide angle, and then another 2 looking off to either side.
Okay, let's go with that then.
All right. Much more reasonable.
Yeah, you gotta remember that it's just positioning.
There's,
Remember to
even
request
though you're
one.
a Fed, there is still a limit you can fucking request.
That is
Yeah,
true. I know.
I would also like to point out. Remember to
I miss-
request a
I did-
wide, like a
A
wide
fisheye.
angle lens.
A fisheye lens.
A
Yeah.
fisheye lens
Will
for
do.
the night vision camera that's looking at the house.
Yes, I will order that.
Because that would give us the best coverage for the least amount of cameras.
So yes, I will send in a form to requisition those cameras with fisheye lenses.
All right.
Do I need to roll anything?
Give me a bureaucracy roll.
All right.
I mean, you always have to make a bureaucracy roll if you're requisitioning something.
5 versus 80.
That's a pass.
Yep. If you get lower than the number, it's a pass. It's that
Yes.
simple, Oath. It is a that.
Okay, I didn't know if
simple.
you want me to just say what I got versus.
No, you could just.
Okay.
It's
Say pass or fail.
yeah.
Okay.
Because
It
with
doesn't.
this,
Yeah,
there's a 3.
it doesn't really. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what the number was unless this is something specifically like combat related. In which case, that's checking for crit.
Okay.
Or if it was something specifically, stating, oh, you need a success of like this degree or something.
But that's not really a thing with this.
Yeah. Mostly because he would just tell you, oh, make a bureaucracy roll, and then if it was a more difficult one, he would say make a bureaucracy roll at minus whatever the percentage is for the difficulty. similar how to to how they do called shots.
Yep. So you will get your cameras. Now you got some people to go say hi to.
Apparently, I do.
Better hope you get there before
Well,
they get home.
I arrive with the cameras ASAP.
Are you just gonna stand out front?
I think that would be the best. Not to be inside their house.
Just pull a Nick Fury on them.
Oh, I do need a I forgot. I need a requisition a hotel room for them to be booked up in.
Yep.
Not necessarily. You can straight up just live alongside them.
Well,
This is something that cops actually do with sting operations.
Yeah, they don't necessarily need to move. In fact, that attracts more attention. Just have them go about their day-to-day lives and just set up in a room.
Got it.
You can honestly tell them what you need to do as well.
Yeah. The only part that's important is that they don't see the weird shit that pops up on the cameras. Duh. That's the only thing that's important about this.
And, if that part is ignored, then I have to get involved. No
Just
one wants the
knock them
frog to
out.
get involved.
Simple. Knock them out, make them think it was a dream. It's fine.
No one wants the frog to get involved.
Nobody does want the frog to get
Kind of want the frog to get involved.
Hon Hon Le Frog.
I think it would be easier just to get rid of the family. But I can't say that as the actual FBI guy.
Honestly, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, no, it would not be easier to just get rid of.
Far harder to explain a bunch of fucking corpses.
Yeah.
I imagine I would probably
Easier
just
if it's
slap
like
some money in
only
their
one
hand
person saw something, and then
to compensate.
we just make them think it was a dream or something, rather than just go, yes, someone literally went missing after we were there.
So you're just gonna wait outside until they get home?
Yeah.
The wife will get home first. And she will be back with the kids from their daycare.
What does she look like?
Caucasian female. Not really all that tall.
Oh God.
Brown hair. Not particularly interesting to look at.
I'm gonna exit my vehicle and approach her. Excuse me, ma'am. Good evening. My name is I am Agent Musket. I work for the FBI.
Is there anything I can do for you? Are you here for my neighbors or?
No, nothing like that. We are doing a stakeout, though. We would like to use one of your house in order to watch a specific location.
Okay, I would probably want to talk to my husband about that.
I'm trying to think
Fully
because
aware of the frog inside, just like
I'm like. I also kind of want to just be like, ma'am, this is a federal investigation. You kind of don't have a choice.
The thing is, she does.
Yeah, I know.
So, Lucas, what do they have in their fridge?
Oh, no.
Some leftover Chinese food.
Yeah, I can make some stir fry out of that.
You're just living in their house already.
What do you mean? I'm cooking for them.
Oh God. Stop cooking their last meals. God.
Jesus, you make it sound like I'm just gonna murder these people.
Kind of seems like you are.
How indecent. I I am a dignified gentleman who, may or may not have a problem.
And of course, ma'am, I do want to let you understand that we apologize for the inconvenience.
The normal thing to do is hand them some fucking money. Like, here, take
Yeah,
the
no.
fucking money. We'll just be
I
there.
was literally just about to, because I was going to reach into my jacket, pull it out, and say, and of course, this would be compensation for letting us use the rooms.
How
Just a-
much is it?
Let's go with 500.
All right. I'm sure I can convince my husband to let you use probably the guest room.
Is that the room I need? I hope that's the room I need.
You are free to ask which room it is.
May I ask which room that one is?
It's in the back of the house. We don't use it much, so
Can I take a look?
sure, just let me get my kids out of the car.
Sure thing, man. Oh, God.
Frog, why?
Because
Still don't have a name other than Frog to call you by.
We really don't. None of us asked anyone's names. I'm the only one who stated his name.
Me and the enlisted both walked in still in our fatigues.
Yeah, so
They're
we
just
know
kind
their
of
name.
plastered on their
So
chest.
you guys
yeah.
know our names.
Yeah.
Granted, if we actually have to go into combat, granted during this operation, I will have ended up covering that up if at any point I need to go in with any of my actual gear. Just cover up any spot where my name might be revealed. And probably hide the flag. I'm sorry, American flag.
Same.
They must not know that you were involved in this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my crazy appearance just only works in my favor, because in Florida, what the fuck do you mean there was some weird masked man wearing fishnets on his face? You know what? Just get off the crack, please, Carl. The PSP is not good for you.
PCP.
Don't you mean PCP? No, Carl's actually smoking crack out of a PlayStation.
Well, I'd say you guys have that handled.
Yeah? Hopefully it's just the right fucking room, otherwise I'm gonna have to slip him more money. I do have a limit at some point.
I mean, it would be the correct room.
Fucking missing 90.
Okay, thank God.
See what I mean by this is someone like
The frog is currently in the fucking kitchen.
Making
And
food, yes.
and you got like a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old running around now.
Children, yay.
But they like Mr. Suit Man. He has a badge.
He has a bash. It's fancy.
Fancy badge. They are most certainly going to be asking you questions because children, but
I can't wait for children to
And
find
being
out
a
I'm
loving and educating adult, I will
the
answer
monster
them.
that cooks their food for them.
that quite literally probably lives under their beds. Listen to your mother, children, or I'll come back.
And I won't make stir fry next time.
Those children will have nightmares for you for years.
That's only for one meal. cooking before he even really showed up and started waiting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set the food on the table and just go back upstairs.
All right. So they come into freshly made food.
I enjoy how much chaos I cause.
Same deal as before. We'll be on hand.
Oh, here's honey touchy.
That lovely moment. It's like, yep, same deal as before. We'll still be on hand, just sitting here.
Wait, are you guys sitting outside the house?
We're still in our car.
You might see just Frog watching out the window towards the house he was told to,
Is it
stay
like that
quiet.
one fucking Office meme?
Yup. With Jim.
Yeah.
Except for, more Dutch.
But
Or no, Dane. My
Danish.
apologies.
Yes. Except, greener. More like Kermit.
yes, I do get to setting up the cameras.
All right.
Wait, did they eat the dinner Frogman made?
The woman's confused, but it's like, I guess husband came home early and left to go do some stuff. They're gonna have a weird conversation later.
But I didn't cook anything. Then who left the food?
And they never saw Frogman.
They have not seen Frogman. You haven't heard any of the children scream yet.
Oof, this is gonna be fun. But yeah, I am in the guest bedroom, set up cameras, set up my stations, do whatever I need to.
All right.
did we have orders specific? What are we doing?
Your orders were to come to Florida.
Yeah. At the current moment, unless they actually need me to go in there and do some forensics work or someone gets injured, we are to stand on hand and be ready to provide actual support
Got it.
from the standpoint of people who are not going to be walking headfirst into a trap should it happen to be there.
Got it. Let's really hope I don't have to use my gun this session because it's not done.
And also, Lucas,
Yep.
just for being aware, I will be keeping an ear out for hearing if anyone's coming up those stairs. That way I can prepare to hide.
So you're gonna hide in the attic or something?
No, just if once the guy I'm working with, well, actually I probably would have hidden in the room itself before he came in the door until I was sure it was him. But once he's getting set up, if the woman comes to like check on him or the kids go to burst into the room, I am hiding.
All right.
So I know he's there, but if anyone else shows up, he's gone.
More or less.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's just your scary imaginary friend. Or the
Your fri-
boogeyman. You're not
Your
sure
friendly
which.
neighborhood boogeyman.
Yes.
Hmm.
Your scary as shit neighborhood boogeyman.
Le Frog.
Le Frog.
Le Frog.
Le Hoppity.
Yeah.
Hop hop, comrade.
Here we go.
I flirted with a French woman that came to my college class, and I realized she was my professor.
Well, shit, that must have been awkward.
It really was. And she didn't realize I was a student, so she went along with it.
Just keep your head down for the rest of the semester. You'll be fine.
I think I won't go to this school anymore.
I'm sorry, wait, what did Ines do?
He flirted with his teacher on accident.
You dumbass. Wait, you're about to graduate from high school, right?
Yeah, it was my college teacher.
Oh, yeah, you dumbass.
Let me finish, all right? She was in her 20s. I didn't realize, right? I thought she looked like she was in her 20s. I was like, and I was just talking to her. And the reason why I remember this is because of the French, because we were talking about French accents. She had a French accent, yeah. And so I was talking.
She is French. Of course she has an accent.
Yep. And so she didn't know I was a student. So this whole conversation, we didn't know what each other's occupations were.
This is one of those moments when I just have to say this now. Those kinds of relationships only work in the books.
Yeah, but let me finish. I didn't realize, right? So we started talking, and we were talking, and I convinced her to give me her number. And then I'm like, all right, I have to head to my French class. And she's like, wait, what? She says, oh, what a coincidence. So do I. And we both walk in the same direction. And I'm just like, huh, we must be in the same direction. Walk into the same room. And I'm like, huh. He goes to the front of the class, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah, you fucked up.
So,
And what was the lesson here, Ines?
Find out if they're a teacher before I get their number.
It's called don't hit on people until after the first day of school so that you know if they're a teacher or a student.
Wait, you hit on a teacher
on accident, yes.
Yes.
and you got their number.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know he was a student.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't have any ammo, and my rifle wasn't
It's
gonna kill him.
just a giant loop of awkwardness there.
Okay, so
Yeah, we just looked at each other and no words were said.
It's like, oh dear.
You should have just stared at each other and you just nodded at her. Just like, we don't acknowledge this.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened.
Why didn't you continue to hit it off? Free grade.
I mean, that's the illegal part right there.
That's when it becomes illegal.
Okay,
I
so just
said,
hit it off on the
only
side
works
and like just be good in school.
Like I
Exactly.
said, only works in the books.
Anyway,
So yes, that was my day.
Le Frog.
is simply doing the frog's job.
Le Hoppity.
It's okay.
Apathy into the DMs
Everyone's
of
gonna be upset when it comes late at night and he takes up the second part of, watching the house. After all, you heard when you guys said that there was markings inside the house.
Oh God, you're gonna go get an insider perspective, aren't you?
Stop.
Well,
No.
of course. What better way to watch over, the family than to, watch over the family?
God damn it.
God.
I just thought of a way we could word this where they would have no problem with this.
There's no way. Plus, I already. Or you talked about the cop family or this family?
The
Talking
Cobb
about the
family.
family
Top
we're
one.
actually
The
meant
family
to
we're
follow.
watching.
Watching.
Not the family that we're. Not the family that he's currently set up all the
Hiding
cameras in the
from.
house of. No. The family he's watching from the house that he literally basically broke into and is currently hiding from the occupants of.
When you say it like that, it sounds awful.
Because it is awful.
That's what you did.
But
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just said don't talk about it.
I want to word it like this. And tell me if this would work, right? Tell me if they would be upset and question this, right?
Okay, look, you're enlisted. Everything you've already said is wrong.
Exactly.
No.
You were a specialist. You were meant to be a lazy fuck.
This is specialist time.
I'm a driver, all right? I was specially trained to be a good ass driver.
You were especially trained to drive an IFV that breaks down every 20 fucking feet.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know I killed the guy, right? You killed him, you failed the mission. However, you
Not only
saved
that,
the guy.
but if people shoot at me, I've been trained to shoot at them with a car near me.
Two, you gain shit ton of experience.
So,
Just do
you
this.
setting up the cameras and then you just waiting?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go back to the house and take another look at the inside and everything going on.
I know what I'm gonna do when I'm high next.
Because you know what, I should have checked this when I was there, but I want to go double check that that mark.
Well, you would have noticed, and the frog would have noticed, because I imagine you'd have been busy setting up your shit. The kids and husband have gotten home at this point.
Oh God, the frog! Don't do it.
Okay, yeah. That's go talk to the husband time.
It's gonna be that awkward moment when Specialist Time and Captain Murdoch just end up taking shifts sleeping in the car. Waiting for someone to alert them to the fact that they need backup.
I mean, you're
It's like,
welcome in the
oh,
house,
fuck.
but if anything, I'm the one who should be sleeping in the car, and yet I'm in someone's house.
I can't help it. When I said take up watch, I didn't think you were gonna break into someone's house.
What, you told me my river wasn't a good place, so therefore, next
There
best
was no
thing.
clear line of sight.
So I got a clear line of sight. You can't be angry because I did the right thing.
Why are you booing? I'm correct. Why are
Exactly.
you booing? I'm right. It's illegal. Half of what we're doing right now is illegal. I know.
This is why I'm an international terrorist.
What?
Kind of.
What?
It makes more sense now.
You know
Why you
what?
didn't
Maybe
want to
arresting him
remove.
sounds like the better thing to do.
You know, it makes sense now why you don't want to remove the camo. Like,
Exactly.
no wonder you've been so quiet and didn't want to show your face when the FBI agent's in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you're wrong. We're just currently on a mission. And I more so meant, oh, well, the government broke into our house. No, that was the international terrorist we were hunting.
No, you don't understand. He's an international terrorist. We broke in to go get him after he broke in. Because we couldn't exactly just knock on the door and give him a chance to get away.
The
Exactly.
worst part is that he can honestly ask for a pardon for doing this. More than likely.
I'm not actually. You know what? Just Pat FBI agent.
What? What?
Oh, I completely lost track of what was actually happening.
No,
yeah,
I was
so
like
did I.
listening, but I was ordering food at the same time. I'm just like, I'm so confused now.
You know what? Just no one inform him what's actually going on and let him think just about this for the rest of the campaign. Anyway,
FBI agent's gonna go try to talk again when the husband's home, or are you just going to, or are we just gonna wait until night falls?
We're gonna wait till night falls.
Specialist, are you gonna take first watch or should I? Because we have the front of the house.
I'll, I'll. You take first watch.
Fine. Military grade night vision goggles.
They
Why
probably
did
only gave you like the singular ones for this shit.
I know?
The ones that are actually just fucking awful.
It's like, look, I don't need good night vision. I just need to see.
Even
Okay,
that's
here,
hard to
have
fucking
the
do with these.
here, have the shitty one. Well, I did ask for it.
when the frog hears it's nighttime, please everyone direct your attention to General.
Ribbits in the distance.
That's unpleasant.
Once again, military grade night vision goggles. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, the hand-me-downs. Fuck. What? Did you think I was going to bring the good set? No, I don't need the good set. Sits in the car muttering to himself, I should have fucking brought the good set.
So, Lucas, from watching from the, other house, when does the family appear to, settle down for the night?
Kids are normally in bed by about 8-ish.
Oh, they're a
8,
good
9,
family.
because 16-year-old son, 10-year-old daughter.
Oh,
The parents are normally in bed by about 10:30. Wife is up a little bit later because, well, she's stay at home. She can take a nap. Although she does get the kids to school in the morning. So, doesn't want to be up way too late.
Well, the frog is going to,
no. Should I call out my psychic sure for being a quack tomorrow in class or not? It's going to say probably not. Probably wait until they can't change your grade.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. The frog is going to leave the house in charge, the FBI agent, since the nighttime is his time. And he is going to make his way over to the neighbor's house and begin inspecting the outside, looking for entrance points, things that, need to be guarded.
They would have
I
gone
sincerely.
pretty far, like they have the alarm system on the back door now.
Yes, preparation.
And among other things.
I will
So
check the
that,
window.
locks on the windows. They wouldn't have gone so far as to. Actually, no, I think Windows would have the alarms for when you break them. So they're locked. And you know how Windows lock, right? It's always on the inside.
Oh yeah, no, I have windows.
They're a bitch and a half to get open. Even if you're trying to fucking open them from the correct side.
Yeah. However, known from experience with Moo's window, which I've, actually had to strip, remove out of, and climb through because the motherfucker locked the door.
I did not lock the door. Your mother locked the door.
Okay, your room is the one that got locked.
That was before I got here, though.
Still had to deal with it.
Never said you didn't. Saying don't put the blame on me.
I'm gonna put the blame wherever I want.
Put it up Moo's ass if you want to.
Anyway.
Music getting intense in here.
I'm considering how far I want to go with this without any reason.
I'm gonna quickly check my N16A2 just to make sure that I have the right sight on it.
You would have iron sight,
Fuck.
more than likely. That's the easiest one to work with. Well, you'd probably have iron sight and dot sight, red dot. We call it a fucking
Not the
probably a
hollow.
red dot, but you'd predominantly use a iron.
Put in my other room. I'm carrying 120.
Very nice.
Good lord, I fill out equipment. Lucas doesn't look at any of it.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Not
I
yet.
can tell. Because I'm
Look,
just like,
we jumped
God,
from one game to another.
I left options, and this thing's been filled out for over 3 days.
We jumped from one
You
game
were
to
there
another.
when I put
Most
the
people weren't
finishing
done.
touches on it. And that was just the grenades. Just
Yeah.
making sure I had the 2 smoke grenades I would have had.
But I'll put it this way: iron sight is going to be the easiest one to, use because it's what you predominantly train on.
I still am bringing my fucking IR targeting laser and my sound suppressor. If only because the infrared one is one that isn't visible without the night vision goggles, and then the sound suppressor is just a given the fact
Keep
that
it
we're in a
quiet.
civilian environment and we're technically not even supposed to be here.
Exactly. So Lucas, I'm getting on that roof.
And getting on the roof.
Yup.
The Adventures of Frogman.
I love Paige. What is going on?
would.
What is going on?
I told you, The
Yeah,
Adventures
I
of Frogman.
I would equip a night
Adventures of
vision
Frogman.
scope, but unfortunately, wait, is the night vision go the is the night vision scope the hollow sight or the telescopic one? I think that was the telescopic
It's
one.
a telescopic sight.
Fuck, then I guess I did bring the good night vision goggles because, god fucking damn it, I'm going to need to wear them the entire time.
Makes you
The
feel no
one
better.
thing
I
I
have night
didn't
vision
bring.
goggles.
The one thing that I didn't have as an attachment for my gun is the fucking hollow sight. Because ACOG. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to need a hollow sight. Sits in this situation. Fuck, I needed a hollow sight.
Yep.
Better aim.
Better aim, better pizza, Papa John's.
No one out pizzas the hut. Anyway, yeah. So
Like, look, if we get this thing out in the
since
open,
their house
night vision
seems
scope
to
will be
be
great.
rather secure without me, probing and, risking annoying the people we're here to protect, I'm going to simply take up roost upon the top of their home.
Alright.
What is even going on? What is going on? Simple. Night has fallen. We are taking the shifts now. To keep an eye out and see if any weird shit happens.
Meanwhile, the cameras probably just sees the slight movement of Frogman on the roof. The FBI agent. Why?
Why are you taking that approach?
Oh, what the fuck is that idiot doing?
And yes, Lucas, I am primarily above the bedroom of the parents.
Alright.
Because kids scream before they're murdered. Parents somewhat try to be brave. So I want to be able
Brave,
to
but
hear.
stupid.
So you're on the same side as the
Wait a
playroom
minute.
then.
As the what?
Playroom?
Yes.
Alright.
So I want to be able to try and hear if there's a scuffle inside. That way I can just,
keeping my head on a swivel out front.
All right, so I know Pacific and Gamer are sleeping in shifts. How late is FBI staying up?
We're gonna go until midnight.
How much?
Alright.
Like, that depends. How many hours of footage am I allowed to record?
Yeah, how many hours of footage can I record, and how
As
fast can I
At a
watch?
I'll
time.
put it this way: it's considering how the feds, because the feds fucking beefed up camera tech real fast.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you can always just keep, if you keep your laptop, you have a laptop, right, for this?
Yeah.
Keep that hooked up. You'll be able to record about 12 hours of footage,
Okay.
and then the cameras can store an additional 12 if you keep switching through them.
Okay,
Because
sweet.
it was mostly like quality gain.
Right.
So you're gonna do that, and you would have a side shot of the house, correct, Authy, from that position, I believe.
Jacob,
Must
what
get-
was the
that is
position?
correct. You are currently facing the street. You are on the left-hand side, so you would be looking across the left of the house. So you have both front and backyard.
All right. So, who's on shift at 10 for Pacific and Gamer?
You said family goes to sleep at 8?
PM.
I would be taking up until the midnight shift, then we'd swap over, and then we'd probably swap back.
All right.
I imagine we're
You
taking
will
like
see-
4-hour shifts.
You will see a light come on in Catherine's bedroom.
Ah, goddamn the night vision goggles.
Yeah, it's like, ah, fuck my eye.
Ah, my eyes. Flick
It's
the
only
night
the
vision
one.
goggles back
It's
up
only the
just so I
one
can see
eye.
what's going on. Just closes that eye so I can actually see what's going on.
I would like to ask,
God.
is anyone in the house? Do a double check to
Families.
make sure.
Family's in the house.
And this is why I brought the binoculars, just in case. We are close enough to see relatively clearly anything through the window, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do I see?
You will see a black figure sitting on the kid's bed, signing to her.
Oh, that's worrying. Just gonna tap on the radio real quick and just say, guys, we got an identified figure in the child's room, like in one of the children's rooms.
Kitchen takedown.
Do the children stay together?
No, two different
No?
rooms.
Okay, and this is the little girl's room?
Little girl.
Yeah, it's in the little girl's room.
What I'm hearing is breach and takedown.
If you can find a way in without making a bunch of noise, yes. Does not appear to be initially hostile.
So, Lucas, from the roof, I am going to sneak over to where I should be above the little girl's room.
I'm gonna shake the specialist awake.
I
Just
mean, I will
say,
tell you this.
showtime.
Stealthy is attempted stealthy because you're still on a fucking roof.
Yes, I'm aware, but I must still
Still
stay
make
attentive.
Wow, that's really loud.
Ainz, you're getting shaken awake.
Oh,
And all
sorry,
I'm
I
gonna
woke
say
up.
is, yeah, I'm just gonna say, okay, showtime.
All right,
You
Okay.
will.
50
Pulls
stays
out
below my
side.
90.
pulls out sidearm.
You didn't bring your fucking rifle to the amateur.
I did. It's in the trunk.
Dumbass! I had mine with me.
Oh God, that's loud. Let me let me lower that new phone.
Yes,
New
in
settings.
a situation where we may potentially need to react extremely quickly, let me put my heavy weapon in the fucking trunk and just carry around this piddly sidearm.
My character knew that if he had his heavy weapon, right, he would grab for that first instead of his sidearm. And if he's in a confined space, sidearm would be better.
Why didn't you just keep both on you?
I didn't think about that, and my character kind of left it all in the duffel bag as he rushed out.
This guy's fucking useless.
Grabs.
God,
By the way,
it's gonna get out of the
I am
vehicle
kidding.
and get
Grabs
ready to
gun
move.
from back of car.
Irons, we covered this before. I will take everything you say literally, and I will berate you if you decide to fucking pull shit like that.
Understood.
So you're gonna go to the back of the car and pop the trunk.
Well, he's gonna pop the trunk. I am going to step out of the car carefully, keep my eyes trained on that window just to see if I can spot the thing getting ready to move.
It's gone.
It's gone? Okay, I'm just gonna call out to the guys. Guys, unidentified target's moving. Don't know where it went.
I have my gun. I'm gonna motion that I'll go around and check front entrance.
Fancy frogman noises. Ironically, they're still silent.
Agent, did you happen to pick up anything on the cameras? Because I'm not seeing it on our end.
Lucas, confirm.
You wouldn't be able to see that room.
What about the other cameras I had set up around the house?
If you had one in the front yard, you would have been able to see.
I did.
Was that thermal or night vision?
That one was thermal.
It would have been a cold spot, and then it just completely gone in 1 second once the frogman was near that window.
Oh
Cold
dear,
spot
we're
in the
dealing with
window
an invisible
location.
friend situation. Are we dealing with the invisible friend situation? Because I hate those. They're so difficult to corner.
You never know if you cornered it or not.
So the frog is just kind of standing above the room, assault rifle looking down over the edge, just like, so it's gone. No reaching clear on the small child's room. Got it.
Sorry. I know you were looking forward to having some action, but
Which room was he next to?
Little girls.
little girls.
You can still see her on the thermal. She's sitting there with a book.
Can we still secure?
The family member we need to talk to is actually the little girl.
That's fine. I'd still like to secure the perimeter for safety.
Yeah, I'm going to slowly back away onto a more stable position of the roof. Because standing on the edge of a roof is not always the smartest idea, especially, Florida breeze, casual splatted frog.
You know what? He's right.
He's not wrong.
Florida has really high winds for some reason.
So does Texas. It's terrifying during the winter.
Wait, so this thing shows up on thermal? Yay! An excuse to actually go grab my thermal scope. Who cares if it's fucking telescopic or not? It should pick this thing up. But I am not driving back to get that when we just spotted it. I'm gonna wait for day. Fuck that.
Wait, wouldn't the best thing to do try to go in there and get it now?
You mean get the guy now?
Yeah.
We still don't
No,
know
not
what
the
its
guy.
motive is. You mean my scope? The one that's all the way at the Air Force Base?
No, try and go capture the thing in the house.
Yeah, that thing. The
brought
guy
all
in the
my
house, the
attachments.
unidentified figure in the house.
So, like,
Cold patch.
why wait for morning? Why not
Honestly-
go to the house now and go try to get it?
Because we still don't know what its intentions are. And if we burst in without being fully prepared and knowing what the hell we're actually going into, we potentially could get ourselves and the family slaughtered.
Pacific. Pacific.
So we're gonna hold our positions and see if it makes another showing tonight.
Should I
And
go back to
tomorrow
bed?
we'll question the child while I go grab my thermal scope so that we can actually go ahead and hunt this thing down.
I brought.
I mean, you guys hunt it down and I sleep.
Yeah, you'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
Right. Really quickly, Pacific.
Yes.
I brought attachments.
So did I, but I didn't bring all my attachments because obviously I'm not going to carry all of my expensive attachments everywhere.
True.
I'm only going to go back when I actually know exactly what I need.
But
And
I
now
was
we have a fob in the neighbor's house.
I was not told what we were doing, and my character likes to be prepared.
You know, I would tell you what we were doing, but every time that we talk about what we're doing, you just up and go to the fucking bathroom.
No. What?
My favorite
Yes.
thing is the only one that could have fucking figured out what the thing was saying to the girl was on the goddamn roof.
Yeah, but you know,
Fortunately, we do have thermal imaging of it. Unfortunately, that is
know sign language.
notoriously fuzzy imaging.
I
yeah.
I also know sign
So we're gonna
language.
need something so we
I
might
would
need
like
to move
you to
one of
mark
the night.
that down on your fucking sheet, please.
It is marked on my sheet in foreign language.
Looking at your sheet right now, and that's a load of horse shit.
It is. It says
I
sign language.
didn't
Oh no,
I'm not
I
even
do
kidding.
I do see it. Yeah, my god, that was fuzzy as shit.
Told
My brain
you.
just missed it. But nobody told you either. You never saw what it was signing.
Yeah.
I actually shook you awake as soon as I alerted everyone else. But
didn't.
you were busy going off to grab your rifle instead of looking at it. I was the one who kept my eye trained on the damn thing.
Yeah.
And I was moving in because I'm the most combat ready out of the group.
Well, I mean, I was combat ready. The main problem was I was in a really bad
No,
position, and I didn't want to fire through a window.
Frog Boys, combat ready.
I'm just
No,
picturing
Eggplant.
Penny from Ruby.
Exactly.
I am combat ready.
Mixed with Brawl from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, I can technically make that shot with no problems from this range. But there's also a window right there, and I'm pretty sure we don't want to leave evidence of a bullet being fired into the house.
Jacob, better yet, I'm combat froggy.
God, it's a battle frog.
Battletoads.
Battle
I hope
toad.
you realize if I ever torture somebody, do you know the song I'm gonna play when I do it?
And Eddie theme.
Crazy Frog.
I don't think that's out yet.
I don't know. We'll find out when I get to it.
Because that was YouTube.
That was YouTube.
Oof.
YouTube came about in 2001.
Damn.
You got 10 years.
Oh God, I'll be in my 30s.
Yeah. I'll be 38.
I'll be 32.
Hello, dog. What are you doing? But I think that's a good place to leave it off. Because it is 11:30 for all of you on a certain coast.
Yep.
Except for me, I get to do what I want.
And so, glorious.
So this goes for the thermal scope and the targeting laser, like in the standard targeting laser instead of the IR targeting laser.
I'm not. By the way, I'm gonna start having to show up later for these as my college, as I'm gonna start setting up for my college classes and stuff.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Normally, we'll also be running this sooner.
Yes. Definitely.
But I had a good time.
Same.
Great.
Don't worry. It only gets better. And you guys were asking some of the dumber questions.
Didn't really ask questions, just went like, yes.
No,
Say got in
you
front of the house and
didn't.
go, wait, what?
You didn't ask any questions.
What? We had someone else with better persuasion.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I didn't
Who
even
was
have
also
to use it.
actually a federal agent who was supposed to be there.
But the issue was the correct questions were not asked. And you may
Oh
suffer.
God. We need to talk to Child immediately.
Yeah, in the morning, because we're not going to go knocking on their door and just announce our presence. Because that's a dumb idea while the cryptid is still active.
Yeah, no, you don't want to knock on the door because when the fish boy, when I become a fucking Frenchman,
When did you become a
when the frogman hears that we're knocking on some doors, he's going through some windows.
Did somebody say knock?
Did
Knock,
somebody
knock,
say
Ed boy.
boom?
Life has many doors.
Oh god, that might actually be a territorial symbol then. Fuck. I might have actually guessed that right. If
But
this
that
thing's
is
just
where we're
roaming
going
about
to call.
inside the house.
That is exactly where we're going to call Delta Green tonight.
Okay.
And we will pick this up next Thursday. Where I'm going to horrify all of you, probably.
Why?
You shall see. Perhaps you'll ask the correct questions this time.
See, I had questions that I was thinking up, and then I started talking, my brain went blank.
Yes, next time write them down and just read them off, even if you think it's just something stupid.
What are the right questions?
Now Authy's going to be paranoid about this until Thursday, or he's going to forget them.
Anyway,
Forget that I said this. Mwahaha.
I would just like to say, because I know we all failed that, everyone gets 1% increase to their occult
Anything
skill.
and anything that they failed, you get an additional
What?
1%.
I forgot, if you fail checks, you get a
Yep.
percent increase.
You get a 1% increase to any skill you failed. So feel free to go back, look through, and that increases on the fail. That's the nice thing about this system.
No, it's at the end of the session.
End of the session. But you
So
can
I-
also look back through the log.